Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're looking at something pretty cool, actually. It's called Fred, and basically it's this AI agent that lives inside of WhatsApp.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you know how much you love a more efficient and connected life.
I do. I do.
So imagine this. You're just using your favorite messaging app, but suddenly it becomes this productivity hub.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're talking tasks, reminders, even AI assistants, all without leaving WhatsApp. So the question is, how does it work, and is it too good to be true? Let's find out.
I think what's really fascinating about Fred is that it takes a platform we're all using constantly. I mean, who isn't on WhatsApp these days? And turns it into something so much more powerful.
Right, so it's not just texting emojis anymore. It's like we're turning WhatsApp into mission control for our entire day.
Exactly.
I'm intrigued. So tell me, what exactly can Fred do?
Okay, so picture this. You're chatting with some friends and you remember you need to buy groceries.
Happens all the time.
Right. Instead of switching apps, you just type right there in WhatsApp, add task, buy groceries.
And Fred just gets it.
Fred gets it. Adds it to your to-do list.
It's like having a little personal assistant in my chat.
You got it. And it goes even further than that. It can sync with all your other productivity tools like Trello, Google Calendar, whatever you use.
Oh, wow. So that grocery task could just pop up in my Trello board.
Exactly. It's not just another to-do list. It's actually connecting the way we communicate with the way we get things done. It's brilliant.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, you mentioned AI assistants. What's that all about?
So this is where it gets really interesting. Fred has some powerful AI capabilities. It's actually powered by a large language model. So if you need to do something like summarize a long article, you can just ask Fred.
Hold on. I can just have a conversation with an AI inside of WhatsApp.
Pretty much. It's like having a super smart friend who's always available to help you out. Need help drafting an email? Fred can do that too.
That's wild.
Oh.
Okay, so Fred is convenient. It's integrated.
Yeah.
And it can even help me think. But what about privacy? We're giving this AI access to a lot of information, right?
That's a really important point. You're right to be cautious. Now, WhatsApp itself uses end-to-end encryption.
Right, so my messages are secure.
In theory, yes.
Yeah.
But we need to think about what data Fred itself is processing.
So what kind of things should we be looking for to make sure our information is safe?
Well, first off, transparency is key. You want to know exactly what data Fred is collecting and how it's using it. Can you review your data? Can you delete it? And what about the encryption standards? Are the tasks, the reminders, and the AI interactions all encrypted?
These are good questions. And what about when Fred connects to my other apps, like Trello or Google Calendar? Are those connections secure too?
Absolutely. That's something else to consider. You want to make sure those integrations are maintaining the same level of security as your original accounts. It's not just about trusting Fred itself, it's about the whole ecosystem.
Got it. So there's definitely a lot to think about when it comes to privacy and security. But before we dive deeper into that, let's talk about the setup. How do I actually get Fred on my phone?
Oh, it's super simple. Usually you just start by adding Fred to your WhatsApp contacts, like you're adding a new friend.
Okay.
You can do that through their website, or maybe someone who's already using Fred can send you an invitation. Then you'll probably need to verify your account. You know, the usual phone number or SMS code. And that's it. You're good to go.
That sounds pretty easy. So once I'm all set up, how do I actually use it? What kind of commands does it understand? Do I need to learn a whole new language?
Not at all. Fred's designed to be really user-friendly. It uses natural language processing. So for tasks, you could say something like, add task, finish that project report by Friday priority high. You know, something like that.
And it just understands what I mean.
Exactly. The same goes for reminders. You can say, remind me to call mom at 5 p.m. And for the AI features, just start your request with GAT, followed by your question. Like, GP, summarize this article for me. Easy peasy.
So I can really just talk to it like I would to a real person.
That's the idea. It's all about making AI assistance as easy as possible.
This is all sounding pretty amazing. So far, we've talked about adding tasks, setting reminders, and even getting AI assistance all within WhatsApp. Can you give me some concrete examples of how this might actually play out in my day-to-day life?
Sure. Let's say you're in a WhatsApp group chat, planning a trip with some friends. Someone mentions needing to book flights. Right there, you can just tell Fred to add a task to book the flights. You can even set a reminder for a specific date.
All without leaving the chat.
Exactly. It's like Fred's another member of the group keeping everyone on track.
That's a great example. What about something a little more work-related?
Okay, so imagine you're in a meeting and someone mentions an article that sounds interesting. You can discreetly message Fred, Jake, please summarize this article and send me the key takeaways. A few moments later, you've got the info you need right there in your WhatsApp.
It's like having a secret weapon for productivity.
Exactly. And it all happens within an app you're already using constantly.
It really does seem like a bridge between how we communicate and how we get things done.
That's a great way to put it. Fred's blurring those lines, making productivity a natural extension of our communication.
Okay, so we've seen how Fred integrates with WhatsApp and makes it easy to manage tasks, set reminders, and even access AI assistants, all while we're chatting with our friends, family, or colleagues. But we also need to be mindful of the potential downsides, especially when it comes to privacy and security. When we come back, let's explore those considerations and how to balance the convenience of Fred with the need to protect our personal information.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about how Fred kind of blurs the lines between communication and productivity.
Yeah, it's a pretty fascinating concept when you think about it.
It is, and it makes you wonder about the impact it could have on things like work-life balance. Do you think a tool like this could actually help us achieve a better balance? Or could it make things worse?
That's a really good question. I mean, on one hand, Fred could help us be more efficient with our work,
Right.
right? Like, what if we could just wrap up all our tasks in WhatsApp
Yeah.
and then have our evenings completely free?
No more checking emails late at night. No more scrambling to finish things after dinner.
Right. But then again, if work is always just a message away, does it really ever end?
That's the flip side. It could become harder to disconnect, to really switch off, if we're not careful.
It's almost like Fred's this powerful tool,
Mhm.
but it could be used for good or for bad.
Exactly. And it all comes down to how we use it.
So it's not just about the features and the capabilities, it's about the choices we make as users.
Right. We need to be the ones in control.
It's like taking ownership of our digital lives,
Yeah.
making sure the technology is working for us and not the other way around.
I think that's a great way to put it. And it's not just about individual choices either. It's about having these conversations as a society. As AI tools like Fred become more common, we need to be talking about the impact you're having on things like work culture and the ethics of using these AI assistants.
And that brings us back to the privacy and security concerns that we touched on earlier. How can we make sure that these conversations are happening and that user privacy is being protected as AI becomes more integrated into our lives?
Well, I think transparency and user control are really important. We need to know exactly what data is being collected, how it's being used, and who has access to it.
And of course, we need strong security measures to protect our data from being misused or stolen.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance between innovation and protection. We want to embrace the amazing potential of AI to make our lives better, but not at the expense of our privacy and security.
It is a delicate balance.
It is, but it's a balance that we need to find. And it's not just up to the companies developing these technologies. We have a role to play as users, too.
So what can we do as individuals to protect our data?
Well, first of all, be informed. Yeah. Be proactive. Read the privacy policies. Ask questions. And choose tools that prioritize user privacy and security. Don't just blindly accept the defaults.
It's almost like we need to become more data savvy.
I think you're right. Data literacy is so important these days. We need to understand how our data is being used and make informed decisions.
So it's not just about the cool features and conveniences of AI, it's about having a broader conversation about the implications of this technology and how we can use it responsibly.
Exactly. AI is not just a technological advancement. It's a societal one, and we all have a role to play in shaping its future.
Well said. Now I want to shift gears a bit because while we've been talking about some of the potential challenges and concerns with AI, I also think it's important to acknowledge the incredible opportunities that tools like Fred represent.
I agree. Sometimes we can get so caught up in the risks that we forget about the amazing potential of these technologies to really improve our lives.
Let's take a moment to really envision a world where AI is seamlessly integrated into our everyday lives, helping us to be more productive, more connected, more informed. What would that world look like?
Just imagine a world where all your tasks are handled automatically. You never miss an appointment, and you have instant access to any information you need.
And imagine being able to communicate effortlessly with anyone in the world, regardless of language barriers.
Exactly. And think about personalized learning experiences that are tailored to your individual needs and goals.
It sounds almost utopian, but is it really that far-fetched?
I don't think so. We're already seeing glimpses of that future with tools like Fred.
These are just the early days.
Exactly. And as AI continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovative and transformative applications.
It really is an exciting time to be alive.
It is. And it's up to us to embrace the possibilities while being mindful of the challenges.
Well said. And on that note of optimism, let's take a step back and think about the bigger picture. How might AI tools like Fred shape the future of work communication and even our relationship with technology itself? So we were just talking about the future in this world where AI is seamlessly integrated into our lives, making us more productive, connected, and informed. But I keep thinking about the future of work. How do tools like Fred change how we work and the skills we need to have?
It's a big question a lot of people are asking. Some are worried AI will take away jobs, but I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
I think AI can help us do more, free us from doing all the boring stuff.
Heh.
So we can focus on the things humans are good at, like being creative and solving
So
problems.
AI won't replace us. It'll change what we do.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. Fred can already summarize those long articles for you. You draft emails, manage your schedule.
All that boring stuff.
Right. And that means we have more time for strategic planning and building relationships and coming up with new ideas. That's where humans really shine.
It's like AI becomes this tool that helps us work smarter.
I like that. Work smarter, not harder. But you bring up a good point. What about the people whose jobs are changed by AI?
Yeah, what happens to them?
Well, we need to make sure everyone benefits from AI. So we need to invest in education and training programs that teach people the skills they need for this new world.
The AI-powered world.
Right. And it's not just about tech skills either. It's about critical thinking and being able to adapt and emotional intelligence, things that are going to be even more important as AI takes over the routine tasks.
So it's not about being afraid of the future. It's about getting ready for it.
I think so. It's
Yeah.
about understanding that AI isn't something to be scared of. It's a tool that can help us create a better work environment for everyone.
That makes sense. Now let's talk about how AI changes how we communicate and how we build relationships. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but I think it's worth digging into a bit more. Could tools like Fred actually change how we interact with each other?
It's interesting to think about. On the one hand, AI can definitely help us communicate better. Like, imagine being able to talk to someone who speaks a different language and having AI translate everything in real time.
That would be amazing.
Right. It would open up a whole new world of communication and collaboration,
Right.
but there's always the risk that we start to rely on technology too much.
Yeah, we don't want to lose that human connection.
Exactly. We can't forget about things like body language and the importance of spending time with people face to face.
It's about using AI to make our communication better, not to replace it altogether.
Right. AI should help us build stronger relationships, not isolate us.
It's a good reminder that technology should always be used to help people.
Absolutely. It should help us connect with each other and create new things and make our lives better.
I like that.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Fred and this whole world of AI, I'm feeling a mix of excitement and, a little bit of caution.
I know what you mean.
It's like we're at the very beginning of this huge technological revolution.
And it has the potential to change everything.
But we need to be thoughtful about how we use AI and make sure we're using it responsibly.
We all have a part to play in that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So to everyone listening out there, embrace the possibilities that AI offers, but stay informed and keep asking those tough questions about how AI is being developed and used. The future of AI is something we're all creating together, and our choices matter. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and we hope this deep dive has given you something to think about and maybe even sparked a little bit of wonder about what the future holds.